Hello, we're gonna start in probably about 5 minutes. Allow some people to get on here. Okay, good afternoon. This is Justin McIntosh. I am the CEO of DocuSite, and we're going to get started on this webinar on some of the best practices of damage prevention and mitigation. First, I kind of want to go over the app a little bit and who we are and what we do. So the app helps you manage your workforce and your job site, and we developed it for excavators, contractors, directional drillers, and really any field workforce. But mainly our experience is in the underground construction industry, utility locates, hydro excavation, any kind of directional drilling. And we want to organize and record all the critical information that we gather in the field into one place. So let's move on to the documentation best practices for your job site. And why are we wanting to do this? We want to prevent utility damage. We want to be safe on our job sites. We want to limit the liability, and we want to save companies time and money because damages are a suck on money and the time of the projects, and can lead to some issues there. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go through your utility locates, and what we want to do is we want to know the law. So what is our tolerance zone? And it's different on each state. So know your state. It could be 18 inches, it could be 24 inches. So you want to know what that tolerance zone is on the utility locate marks. A good best practice that we like to do is maintain a list of all tier 1 and tier 2 members. Not every state has a tier 2 system, but if you have to contact all of the tier 2 members, make sure you're maintaining a list of those as well and who you spoke with. Take ownership on your locate request, and what this means is when you submit a locate request, you are the project manager of that locate request. Make sure that it's located to what you wanted and what you requested. Make sure everybody has come and actually done the locates. You want to be the project manager. So first of all, you want to walk the site with the information left by the locate tech. So whether that's a sketch or photos or some of the new technology they have out there that allow you to take a look at what the locator actually did out there, you want to walk the site with that information and compare your marks that are on the ground to the actual information, and that'll give you an idea if there's any issue compared to what they actually put on the ground. Maybe your marks are gone and it snowed or rained, or you want to make sure that you look at all that info. Look for old paint and flags, and this is a good picture, but you can see that there's some older flags sitting out there. If the utility locate tech didn't mark where the old flags are, that's a red flag as well. Look for unmarked facilities above ground. So this can be a box like this. It could be a switch cabinet. Maybe there's a residence and there's not a gas line going to that residence. You want to make sure that everything's located, and if you see something like this, you want to make a phone call. Look for unmarked sunken trenches and newly installed utilities without marks. Also look for asphalt cut and bore marks. So you can see on the left here, there's this sunken trench here, and there's something obviously in there. On the right here, there's some new utilities on the ground. They're obviously exposed here, but if there's no marks kind of leading in and out of those utilities, and you know that there's something there, make a phone call. And looking for bore marks is really great, because you can see that they've put dots with depths on there, and that could lead you to know that there's something underground as well that hasn't been located. Look up. So right here we have the primary going down this dip of this pole, and if there is no marks around this coming out of this dip that's into your job site or anywhere, make a phone call, because that means that something got missed. And this is one of the easiest things for a locate tech to miss, is something coming down a pole. When you're potholing, here's some things that you want to do when you actually go to find the utility. So respect the marks. Make sure you're finding every single utility or facility that has been located. It's always great to create a field sketch of some kind and note the size, the type, and the depth. So if it's a 2-inch plastic gas line, you want to note that. You want to note how deep it is, and make sure your facilities you find is a correct one. And this is something that bites people a lot, because nowadays utilities will put a brand new utility under an old abandoned one, and it is a bear for utility locators to actually mark, and because of bleed off and things like that. So if you have an issue, notify 811 and document it immediately. So if you have not received a positive response and somebody hasn't located your ticket on the due date, make sure you call. Don't just go digging. You've noticed any unmarked facilities, incomplete markings. So if your entire job site isn't marked, you want to make sure you make a phone call. No markings at all. It could be that there's nothing there, but if you don't have something from the locate tech that says it's cleared, make a phone call. And if you're potholing and you can't find the facility and you've actually looked for it, it's definitely a good idea to make a phone call out there. And if they've located the wrong address or wrong area. So utility damage, what happens when this happens, which is horrible? Notify and secure the site. So if it's a gas or something that's a dangerous situation, get everybody out of the way and call 911 immediately. Don't try to start investigating. Don't do anything. Get away from it. Get everybody away from it, and be careful on what's there, and secure that site. Then you want to call 811. You want to call the facility owner and the locate company if they are the ones that did it. If there's a utility locate company, and then document the time, the date, how many team members you have on site, and how many pieces of equipment you have on site right then and there. And then wait for the crews to finish before you start your investigation. And this is something that we always recommend, because it's going to get you back on your job site and working quicker if you help them out and you wait. Nothing pisses off the facility owner more than having the excavator and the locate ticket or the locate tech out there taking photos while they're still trying to repair everything, and especially if it's a dangerous situation. So do what you can. So this is what we do for data collection investigation if there's a utility damage. First of all, you want to take a photograph, and you want to photograph the excavation itself. So the hole, everything around the hole, and actually the break of the line. And then if the utility is mismarked, you want to photograph it with the flags and the marking. These are really good pictures, by the way. And include a tape measure if you have one, and the facility depth in the photo if you can do that. But it's good to have something like this because the proof is in the picture here. These hit kits they sell, they're not very expensive. I think every crew should have one on their trucks, because when something does happen, it's very easy to show what's going on here. You want to photograph every piece of equipment you have on site, and then show some qualifiable locations. So if it's an address and you're in someone's front yard, make sure you take a photo of what the address is. If you're at an intersection, photograph the intersection. Just really try and tell the entire story. If the utility was not marked, photograph the entire area that approaches it. So if you can see here, if you don't have any paint coming in and out of this excavation area, you want to photograph that there was no paint coming out of here. Another great tool that everybody's been kind of using nowadays is videoing, and we can do it with our phones now. It's something that everybody should be doing. So you want to do the exact same things you do with photographing your area, but with a video camera. So you want to walk the entire damage, narrate, tell you how it happened, where you're at, show all the qualifiable locations, all of your equipment, all of your crew members, and get as much information as possible in these videos, because they're easy to make with these cell phones, and they could save you a lot of money in the end run. And then you want to start filling out a damage form, and here's some recommendations that we've seen with some of the excavators we've worked with. You want to put the date, the time, the location, the utility category and type, the distance of the locate markings. You want to have the locate company and the representative's name. You want to have the facility owner and the representative's name, so who actually owns that facility that was damaged. Number of team members on site, make sure you have all those people, and you've already noted that already, so it's good to just put that on your damage form. How many pieces of equipment, that's something that you already have as well. What's your total downtime? So when did the damage occur and when were you working? And a description of how the damage occurred. Really tell a great story on exactly what happened, and any other information you want to add to the job or to the damage form. We write on the back, or do whatever you can, but get as much information as you can, because down the road it's going to help you. And these are a couple, this is a utility damage form that we have on our site. If you sign up to our mailing list, you can download these for free. And it's got all the information that we've kind of set up in the last slide there. But it also it's really easy to read, and it's neat, and it kind of walks you through the entire process. And it even has some photography tips at the bottom here, and everything you need, and you can even write in the back here. So it's a good tool. I try and keep this nice and short because the time is limited for most people that are outside working. And again, my name is Justin McIntosh with DocuSite. If you guys have any questions, or you want to sign up, we have it in a link there underneath this video. So again, thanks again. I appreciate it, and be safe out there.